Hi dear students, welcome back to our video lecturing. Next is esophagus and stomach. Next part. So we studied about mouth, oral cavity, pharynx. Next is esophagus and stomach. Esophagus. Followed by stomach. So we have to study esophagus and stomach here. See these two, esophagus. So esophagus and stomach drew here. Esophagus as well as stomach. See, in our body. Look here. We know mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, and these pharyngeal regions are in neck. From the pharynx, this esophagus begins from the pharynx. Pharynx opens to esophagus. That means this esophagus begins from our neck region. It starts from the neck region. That means this esophagus passes through the cervical region in our body. You know, this neck portion is cervical region. So esophagus begins from the cervical region. So it passes through the cervical region. Then from the cervix, it opens to thoracic region. So it passes through the thoracic region. Esophagus passes through the thoracic region. And finally, it opens the stomach in abdominal cavity. See, suppose here this is the diaphragm is here. Below the diaphragm, the cavity is abdominal cavity. So it opens the stomach in abdominal cavity. It opens the stomach in abdominal cavity. That means this esophagus passes through the cervical region, thoracic region and abdominal region. So this is the only part in our alimentary canal which passes through cervical, thoracic and abdominal region. So esophagus is the only part of our alimentary canal which can pass us through the cervical region, thoracic region and abdominal region. Okay. So this tube is called as esophagus. Then esophagus, it is a straight tube. Esophagus is a straight tube that extends from pharynx to stomach. This is pharynx and it opens to stomach. So what is esophagus? It is a straight tube that extends from pharynx to stomach. A straight tube that extends from pharynx to stomach called as esophagus. So what is esophagus? It is a straight tube that extends from pharynx to stomach. And it has about 25 centimeter length. Esophagus, it has about 25 centimeter length. Total length of our alimentary canal is 9 to 10 meters and this esophagus is about 25 centimeter length. So esophagus about 25 centimeter length. Then what is the function of this esophagus? Its role is it conducts food from pharynx to stomach. So it usually conducts food from pharynx to stomach. It always conducts, usually it conducts food from pharynx to stomach. Why it always conducts food from pharynx to stomach? Because of a unidirectional wavy movement here. Because of a unidirectional wavy movement. What is the direction? From anterior to posterior direction movement. So function of esophagus, it conducts food from pharynx to stomach. It conducts food from pharynx to stomach by a unidirectional wavy movement called peristalsis. It conducts food from pharynx to stomach by a unidirectional wavy movement called as peristalsis. So by peristalsis, it conducts food from pharynx to stomach. That's the role of this esophagus. Then sometimes it conducts food from stomach to pharynx. That is, it is an antiperistaltic movement like a vomiting. So usually it conducts food from pharynx to stomach by this unidirectional wavy movement peristalsis. So this is called as esophagus. This straight tube is esophagus. Then this esophagus opens to stomach. Next part of our alimentary canal. Esophagus opens to stomach. So next is stomach. The stomach is the J-shaped organ. So this is the J-shaped organ in our alimentary canal. The J-shaped organ. Stomach is the J-shaped organ in our alimentary canal. The J-shaped organ in our alimentary canal called as stomach. Then it has 4 regions. The stomach have 4 regions. Let's see what are the 4 regions of stomach. It has 4 regions. See, this is the beginning of the stomach. Stomach has 4 regions. First part is here. This is the second part of stomach. Second one. The third one here. This is the third part of pharynx, the third and predominant portion. So this is a 4th region. So it has 4 regions. Stomach consists of 4 regions. So it has 4 regions. Stomach have 4 regions. Let's see what are the 4 regions of stomach. First one. First part is called as cardiac stomach. First is cardiac stomach. So it has 4 regions. First one, cardiac stomach. What is cardiac stomach? This is the part of stomach in which esophagus opens. The part of stomach in which esophagus opens, called as cardiac stomach. The part of stomach in which esophagus opens are called as cardiac stomach. Okay. So what is cardiac? The part of stomach in which esophagus opens are called as cardiac stomach. Then the name cardiac means this is the region nearer to the heart. That means the apex of the heart extended to this region. The apex of the heart extended to this region. Not exactly similar, but the apex of the heart extended to this region. So cardiac, the word cardiac means the region nearer to the heart. Hence the name cardiac. So why this region of stomach is called as cardiac stomach? Because this is the region nearer to the heart. Hence it is called as cardiac stomach. So this is called as cardiac stomach. So the part of stomach in which esophagus opens. And this is the region nearer to the heart. Hence it is cardiac. So we can say an opening in between this esophagus and cardiac stomach. See, in our body, if any openings are there, most of the openings are regulated. Here these openings are regulated. This opening is regulated by a muscle, say involuntary sphincter muscle is here. That means when food reaches here, then only this opening remain opens. When food not there, it remain closes. So the food entry into esophagus and stomach is regulated by a involuntary sphincter muscle is here. The food entry into esophagus and stomach regulated by a involuntary muscle is a sphincter muscle. That sphincter muscle is called The food entry into esophagus and stomach. Which part of stomach? That is the cardiac stomach. The food entry into esophagus and cardiac stomach is regulated by the gastro. Gastro means something related to stomach. Esophageal, because it is present in between esophagus and stomach. So it is gastroesophageal sphincter. Gastroesophageal sphincter. The food entry into esophagus and cardiac stomach is regulated by a involuntary sphincter muscle called gastroesophageal sphincter. It is called the gastroesophageal sphincter, or it is also called cardiac sphincter, or cardiac sphincter. So what is the role of this gastroesophageal sphincter or cardiac sphincter? It is an involuntary muscle. The food entry into esophagus and the stomach is regulated by this gastroesophageal sphincter or this cardiac sphincter. Okay. So that's all about this cardiac stomach and gastroesophageal sphincter. Then the second part of stomach. Look here. This part of stomach. This is a dome-shaped region. This dome-like portion here. This is a dome-like portion. Dome. Shape is dome. This is dome. So this is the dome-shaped part of stomach. This is the second region. This dome-shaped part of stomach is called as fundus. The dome-shaped part of stomach is called as fundus. The dome-shaped region of stomach is fundus. And this fundus means this is the part of stomach extended above this cardiac sphincter. See, this is cardiac sphincter. The part of stomach extended above this cardiac sphincter is called as fundus. So second is fundus. This is the dome-shaped part of stomach. Or this is the part of stomach extended above the cardiac sphincter. The part of stomach extended above the cardiac sphincter is called as fundus. Okay. Then gas holded in fundus region. Gas holded in this fundus region. This is the gas holding region of stomach. Fundus. The gas holding region of stomach. It is highly glandular region. This fundus is highly glandular region. Because it is rich in the glandular cells like peptic cell, chief cell. They are rich in here, this fundus region. So it is highly glandular region too. The fundus is highly glandular too. Okay. So this is the second part of stomach. Third one, the middle and the predominant part of stomach. The middle and the predominant part of stomach is called as body. The middle and the predominant part of stomach, it is called as body. So what is body? It is the middle and predominant part of stomach. The middle and the predominant part of stomach is called as body. Okay. Third one, the posterior part of stomach. Here, this is the posterior part of stomach. This posterior part of stomach is called as, the posterior part of stomach is called as pyloric stomach. The posterior part of stomach is pylorus or pyloric stomach. This is the posterior region. This part is called as pyloric stomach. This pyloric stomach opens to the duodenum or small intestine. It opens to the duodenum. It opens, this pyloric stomach opens to the duodenum or small intestine. Pyloric stomach opens to the duodenum or small intestine. So an opening is here. This opening is regulated by another involuntary sphincter muscle. So opening between pyloric stomach and duodenum is regulated by an involuntary sphincter muscle is here. So the entry of food from pyloric stomachs to duodenum. The entry of food from pyloric stomachs to duodenum is regulated by an involuntary sphincter muscle. That involuntary sphincter muscle is called as pyloric sphincter. It is called as pyloric sphincter. Involuntary sphincter muscle. This is called as pyloric sphincter or gastroduodenal sphincter. Pyloric sphincter or the gastroduodenal sphincter. It is called as the pyloric sphincter or the gastroduodenal sphincter. So these are the three regions of our stomach. So we studied about different part of stomach. Okay.